All right, folks, starter has the stage flag in his hand. Let's get ready for stage 2 of the Clash. Green flag is out, and the night continues here at the Charlotte Roval Clash. And, of course, Chris Buescher is going to lead us off for stage 2. Let's see what he's got. Of course, he had a great pit stop, and it put him out front. He's contending for the win. And, of course, there is Chris Buescher, and we apologize for the cut-off video footage of the spinner. He had ran a high number, and he had ran out front, and he is really the fastest car of the night. So, let's get back to it with the second place car, Martin Truex Jr. This time we'll have the spinner recorded. Here comes Martin Truex Jr. Look at that. He's in second place, but it looks like Chris Buescher is out front still. And it looks like Martin Truex Jr., he got gapped by almost called him Ricky Stenhouse. Chris Buescher gapped Martin Truex Jr. on that restart. A great restart and a great pit stop. He's putting together all the pieces for a complete night for that number 17 car on the way to winning the Clash. Here comes Philip Torres in the number 46 Chevy for PTR Flash Racing. Let's see what he's got. And Philip Torres is going to work his way up to the second place position, and he is up there competing with Chris Buescher coming out of that chicane. And there it is. The gap that was once widened has now been starting to close with that number 46. The 19 fell back to third, but it looks like Chris Buescher is still out front and leading the class. So RFK Racing is setting the tone for road courses this year. Very impressive for Chris Buescher. Here comes Kevin Harvick. At number 4, Gear Wrench, Mustang. And it looks like he's not going to have the fastest run of these cars so far, but he is still in the top 5. Of course, a Ford is still dominating, as Fords have been dominant all night long. Harvick's going to put another one in the top 5. Here comes another row of Fords. Here comes Cindric in the number 2. He won the Open. Can he continue the momentum in the stage 2 of this race? That pit stop didn't completely take him out of contention. He still has a chance in that number 2 Auto Trader Mustang for Penske. And it looks like here he comes. He is going to pass cars here. So there goes Harvick. There goes Truex. And Buescher still extending his lead. Cindric up to third place. Very, very good right there. He is still in contention for the win. But Chris Buescher still widening the gap. Ryan Blaney and the number 12 Libman Ford Mustang for Penske Racing. Let's see what he's got. Here comes Ryan Blaney. And there he goes, working his way up. He had a fast run. And here he is out front. The battle for the lead right here, boys. Catch this on camera. There he goes. Ryan Blaney's going to pass Chris Buescher for the lead. And Blaney has worked his way up. He had a bad pit stop, so he had a lot of work to do to get out to the front, but it was worth it. He is now out front. Ryan Blaney back in the lead, your stage winner. Here comes Chase Elliott, the road course ace. He got a pit stop that put him a lot higher than where he was. So let's see what he's got. Got to have a better chance. Let's see what he's got in that number 9 Camaro of Chase Elliott. He is the defending champion of the series. He can certainly put together a good run if he wants to, and that it looks like that's what he's going to do right now. Passing a lot of cars right here, boys. Look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, Chase Elliott is up to second place right here. And, of course, Ryan Blaney's still extending his lead, but Chase Elliott just threw his hat into the mix. Very, very impressive run by Chase Elliott. Now he's running where a Hendrick number 9 car is expected to run at a road course. Here comes Simon Torres in the number 71. Does not disappoint at all with what he does on the racetrack. Let's see where he goes. Simon Torres got a pretty fast run here, so it looks like he's going to have a shot, and he is going to pass all those cars, and Simon Torres looks like he's got it, folks. Simon Torres out front. Blaney's going to try to put up a fight. He's going to get to the bottom and take the lead. Simon Torres is out front. Toyo Sports is out front of the clash with Simon Torres in the 71 car, followed by Blaney and Elliott. It looks like Elliott, Blaney, and Simon Torres. Looks like Simon Torres is going to overtake both of them, and Chris Buescher, so the leader is now losing spots here. Had a great pit stop, put him out front, and now he's lost 3 spots to the leader now with Simon Torres in the 71. Here comes the next car. The next car, Alex Ross in the number 89, his teammate at Toyo Sports. Let's see what he's got. See what he can put together here. We know he can put himself in contention on a road course, just cannot afford any mistakes. It's going to have to be the best run he can put together if he wants to win. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's in the most prime position. He was only able to gain 2 spots on this restart. And of course, you can see Alex Ross right there just past Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr., just not fast enough to catch the lead car of the Simon Toyo Sports Group and the field. Simon Torres dominating here at the Charlotte Roval now that he's out front. Here comes Kyle Busch in the number 71, or the number 71, Jesus, the number 18. Kyle Busch in the number 18. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kyle Busch and Simon Torres are best friends off of the racetrack, so you definitely can't go wrong there. And he's got a number he's rolled, so let's see where it puts him on the field. Kyle Busch is going to be working hard to show Richard Childress what he's got. Driving that number 18 for Gibbs. And it looks like he's going to get past a lot of cars here. He's going to get past Harvick, Truex, and of course Alex Ross. Very clean pass right there. Didn't have to touch or wreck anybody. So Kyle Busch is working on his racecraft. As we can tell, Kyle Busch still can drive at Gibbs and is doing a great job tonight. Here comes Tyler Reddick in the number 45, still subbing in for Kurt Busch. Let's see what Tyler Reddick's got. Now that he's spun and rolled his number. Working his way. Taking his sweet time around this road course. And he's going to get past. Now it looks like Harvick and Truex are the slower cars losing spots. And it looks like contact between Reddick and Alex Ross right there. As you saw right there. Trying to get that spot away from Alex Ross, but it's not going to happen. The contact just made him lose a lot of momentum there. Kind of questionable on Tyler Reddick. And then a 45. Here comes Larson, and by the way, Simon Torres is still contending for the front, the win. Here comes Kyle Larson in the number 5. Chevy Camaro right there. See how many spots he's going to get. Where that number puts him on the track. And looks like he is going to make a significant amount of spots. So these guys are going to look at that, folks. Kyle Larson has now worked his way towards the front of the field. So these guys are going to make some room here. Get him in that spot. There you go. And Larson has inserted himself towards the top. And it's just absolutely spectacular to see. He's in 7th place. So he's inserted himself into the top 10 with that run for Kyle Larson. Right behind Cindric. Simon Torres is still dominating the race so far. Here comes Izzy B in the number 36 Ford Front Row Motorsports RTR Mustang. Let's see what she has for the field. She's going to try to have a great run. Fortunately, not a lot of speed. Was hoping to have a much faster run, but she's only going to get past 4 cars right here. And she is going to get past Tyler Reddick, Alex Ross, and get behind Kyle Busch right here. Izzy B in that number 36 car. And it still looks so far as if Simon Torres is going to win. He's got the best equipment. So far, he's proven it. And he's dominating the race with dominating fashion. Here comes Flash Racer, coming back from a tight lug nut on pit road. Let's see what he has for the field. Here comes Flash Racer and the number 94, hoping to put together a winning run. Passing a lot of cars, has a fast Camaro. He's coming back. Remember, this team is coming back from a tight lug nut, so the fact that he was able to make up this ground in this run is spectacular, and he's worked his way up to second place and now finds himself battling his cousin, Simon Torres, a rivaling organization. Of course, cousins off the racetrack, rivals in the competition, and it's looking like Simon Torres and Flash Racer are going to have a battle for the win so far. And it's not that big of a gap. They are on each other, corner after corner. They just came out of that S's, out of the chicane, and now all the way on to coming out of NASCAR 4, heading into the S's. It's going to be really exciting to see this battle continue here. 2 laps to go, and that will determine the winner of the clash right here. Let's see Alex Bowman in the number 48 car. Let's see what he has for the field. Your Season 1 champion, and it looks like he's going to lose the brakes and bring down the tire barrier. And there it is. Alex Bowman is the first DNF of the night. So the only car to crash. He crashed into the tire barrier into that first turn and knocked down the tire barrier. So he is out of the race. Alex Bowman, your first DNF. A very unfortunate start to the season, to the year. Not how he wanted to start as the Season 1 champion in the clash, climbing out of his race car. Back to action with 1 to go here, folks. We have it. We got William Byron in the number 24 Valvoline Chevy Camaro. Can he shake up this race? Oh, boys. William Byron. And let's see, he's working his way up the field. Here he comes. Here he comes. And it looks like William Byron. Here comes Blaney. Blaney's going to fight him hard for that spot right there. And it looks like as if William Byron is up to 3rd place. Yeah, that's right, folks. Byron is in 3rd. And now the spinner will dictate the end of this race. Coming into the final corner, Simon Torres for Toyo Sports. Flash Racer for PTR Flash Racing. How will this battle end? And of course, let's see what zone the spinner's going to be on to see how aggressive these guys will get. And it looks like, here we go, coming into the final corner. Flash Racer, here he comes. He's got a run on the bottom, coming into the S's, and they make contact. Simon Torres around. He is around. Flash Racer into the 71 car. He's in the wall. And William Byron, here he comes at 94, lost momentum there. William Byron is going to win the clash. In a dramatic finish, Simon Torres into the wall. Oh my goodness, an over-aggressive move by Flash Racer not only cost himself the win, but Simon Torres for Toyo Sports. He's in the wall. Oh no, that is not good. What a huge mistake. He must have lost the brake pedal, and that is going to cost Simon Torres a lot of spots right there. Unbelievable. William Byron is the winner of the clash in the Valvoline Chevrolet Camaro. He's the first ever next-gen winner. Chevrolet is in victory lane. Valvoline, William Byron. And now we're going to see how these guys finished up in Flash Racer. A heartbreaking second and a huge mistake. And it just absolutely obliterated Simon Torres' Toyota Camry. Really unfortunate situation right there. I am 100% sure that was not, who knows? But it did not look like, it looked intentional, but we don't know until we get the in-car of what happened. We will get an update on that very soon, but I'm really sure that Simon Torres is definitely not going to appreciate that unless he has something different to say about it. But, man, William Byron has won the Charlotte Roval Clash. What a run! Where did he come from? He closed this one out. Unbelievable. William Byron, the winner of the Clash. And we're going to give you guys a rundown of the field. There he goes. You can see where your favorite driver finished. Unbelievable race this was. A crazy, chaotic ending to that one. And Simon Torres was in the wall. Flash Racer over-sent it. He's fully sent it into the S's. And had no idea what was coming on the outside. And it absolutely cost him. And William Byron is your winner of the Clash. Woo-wee! Hendrick Motorsports is the first team to win in the Flashracing Cup Series with the next gen era. If only this camera will focus on that beautiful Valvoline 24, that would be awesome. That car won. So without further ado, stay tuned for William Byron celebrating his victory. William Byron burning it down. Just kind of looping it around slowly. A skilled little burnout right there by William Byron. And of course on pit road, Flash Racer looks like he's driving over to Simon Torres' car. More than likely to explain what had happened. Of course, it looks like they aren't going to fight, knowing the situation. As Flash Racer and Simon Torres are out of the cars and having a conversation about it. A very professional conversation, and are definitely showing a lot more class than other drivers would in that type of situation, as Byron's doing his celebration. And it looks like things have been settled fairly quickly. They walked away from each other after they agreed on what had happened. They can either agree to disagree at this point. Unfortunately, things just happen in racing, and it looks like, now that we got our telemetry data back, looking back at that situation, Flash Racer just got a bit too ambitious coming into the S's. Right here is where it happened, coming into the Toyota S's. He had sent it at almost as fast as you can send a car through there. So it was a huge misjudgment call on Flash Racer's end. He really should have had that car downshifting and making the corner. But instead, he saw a shot to win and he took it and just absolutely obliterated both of them. We've seen finishes like this before on road courses, and once again, the chicane, or the S's on the back straightaway, strike back. The road course racing gods strike back, and it looks like they wanted none of them to win. But it is absolutely on Flash Racer. Completely missed just sent it into the S's, into the corner, and misses the brake pedal at the worst possible time, and ultimately costs both of them the win. Really, really unfortunate situation there. And it looks like they are on good terms, as far as we know. That could quickly change in the Daytona 500, but we won't know. But Flash Racer is not upset at anyone. He's just disappointed in himself about what had happened. But of course, William Byron. So some drivers are misfortunate and some drivers are fortunate. And of course, in this case, William Byron is your victor here in the Clash. And he is pretty good in these exhibition races. He went winless last year with the points races. But guess what? He finds himself the victor here in another exhibition race. He won the All-Star race. He's won a lot of All-Stars, and I can tell you that. William Byron is the driver to count on in these exhibition races. He just somehow puts it together. Now this team has to focus on putting together a good run throughout the season and continue this type of winning performances on his end. So William Byron is your winner here tonight. He's the one that executed and got around the racetrack with no problem at all. Kept himself in the best positions all day and brings Valvoline to victory lane. One of Flash Racer's sponsors as well. Valvoline sponsors both Hendrick Motorsports and PTR Flash Racing. Dunkin' Donuts was on the car this weekend for Flash Racer, but you obviously can tell that guy is disappointed in himself about what happened. But sometimes you just gotta move on, right? Very unfortunate for both the 71 and the 94. Not at all what they wanted at the end. But without further ado, it's an all-time classic. Just a classic little exhibition road course race. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And guess what, folks? With these exhibition events out of the way, you are now going to be leading up to the Daytona Speed Weeks, where drivers and teams will dial their cars in and get them back in the mode of the ovals. Remember, these cars, they're very modular and they're very These cars can be easily modified and turned into super speedway cars. Some teams just have pre-made super speedway cars ready. These next-gen cars are fairly new, so some of the teams will be rolling in some setups, and some of these teams will be recycling these cars they ran tonight and resetting them up for super speedways. And it looks like for a lot of teams, I know that 71 car is definitely got their work cut out for them. They have a destroyed race car, so the back end is destroyed, so they are going to have to roll out a whole different car for Daytona. Sad situation, of course. But, you know, William Byron won. He won this race. Bowman finishes dead last. So your season 1 champion is dead last when he drove his car into the tire barrier. But William Byron is the winner of the Clash, and hopefully heading into the Daytona 500, we will see ourselves one of the greatest super speedway racing next-gen cars. The first official event. They ran the road course tonight, and we running the Daytona 500 the next race, and that is when the nitty-gritty will be getting down for these drivers, because the Daytona 500 is the first points-paying event of the season, and you're going to see a lot of storylines carry through. And of course, what a great clash, a classic finish, and William Byron ends up walking away with the victory. What a walk-off that was. He saw the 94 and 71 racing super hard, sending it in, took themselves out, and was in the right place at the right time. It's about timing and circumstances, quoting the great Bill Elliott. So without further ado, guys, that has been the Clash at the Charlotte Roval. All-time classic finish, and a great winner. The 24 is back in victory lane with the Valvoline. Valvoline is back in victory lane, so that's a big celebration there. Without further ado, congratulations to William Byron and Hendrick Motorsports for winning the Charlotte Roval Clash. Thank you all for tuning into the broadcast. This has been 9446 Network signing off from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we are heading into the Daytona 500 weekend. So who will win the Great American Race? Tune in next time, and we'll see you guys in the next Flashracing Cup Series event. And always remember to make sure you know what you're doing when you're putting decals on your diecast.